Well, Sean, welcome to our Blues family and to the club. You're still back home in Ireland, going to be travelling over in a couple of weeks' time. But how excited are you to be joining us here at Goldenton Road?
Extremely excited. I hear all the lads talking about Goldenton Road and the buzz on a Saturday at 3 o'clock, and that to me means a lot. It just seems like they're building something special there, and I think you can see that with the lads from the outside in. That they're really confident the squad and the group of players that are going into the season coming, and I just can't wait to be a part of that, and hopefully I can add something to that as well.
We'll go into your career highlights in a little while. What supporters won't know is that you've actually got a few connections with us already here at Bedford through the Irish link and Munster links. How good is that going to be for you coming over, that it's not an unfamiliar environment?
Yeah, huge. Like one of my mum's cousins played for Bedford back in the day, a fella Dara O'Mahony, before he went on to play for Saracens. And I only learned yesterday that my girlfriend's brother's housemate was my career's best man, his uncle. So yeah, his uncle was my career's best man at a wedding. So yeah, it's a very small world. It's funny making those kind of connections. I don't think I've even said that to Mike yet. So yeah, it's cool. It's cool and really exciting as well.
And a couple of those within the playing squad that you are familiar with, Corey Barrett and Joey Conway. How excited are you to be linking up with them again?
Yeah, really excited. It's always nice to have familiar faces when you're going to somewhere new. Obviously, it'll be a big stepping stone for me. Moving out of home properly for the first time. I was only an hour up the road here in Munster from Cork to Limerick. It's a lot different, going overseas. But yeah, it's really good that I have a few lads that can, ease me in. And Corey and Joey have been very sound up to now. Texting me and ringing me and that kind of thing. So yeah, it's really helpful.
I don't want to show Joey up too much, but he's been singing your praises to me when he's been coming into the office. Described you as, in your youth career, that you were touted as the next Brian O'Driscoll. For supporters that don't know you when you arrive here at Goldenton Road, what sort of player do you see yourself as?
I suppose one main attraction to Goldenton Road and the Blues is just the style of play, I suppose. I didn't even need Mike to kind of sell it to me really over the Zoom when I was chatting to him. It just took me, a few minutes research, and yeah, I suppose the link you have between yourselves and Saints, it's a similar brand of rugby. You can play ball from your own goal line to the other goal line, and that's certainly how I like to play. With a smile on my face. Yeah, structure comes into it too, but everyone loves to play heads-up rugby, and that's certainly the type of player I am. And hopefully, with the style of play the Blues have, I can put the stamp on my style of play with that too, and I think I'll fit right in, hopefully.
You're still very young in terms of your career, but it seems that you've won everything coming up through the age grades. You've got your hands on quite a lot of silverware so far in senior cups and representative games as well. We're obviously looking to add silverware for the first time since 2005. What do you think you can bring to the team as one of only probably 3 or 4 players to have lifted silverware in their career so far?
Yeah, a lot, hopefully. I suppose in my younger days in the Munster Academy, I would have played with my own homegrown club, Cork Con, and in the first season or two there, I think we picked up 3 trophies: the All-Ireland League, which is the Division 1 title, and then the 2 Munster Senior Cups as well, which would be the equivalent of the Champ Cup or whatever, I suppose. And then the year after that, before COVID, we went 14-0, so we were looking good for that season too. So yeah, in school, pretty similar, where I was lucky enough to win a Senior Cup, and I suppose it's the big days that matter most. And Mike passed a comment that they're looking to go one step further this season, and yeah, judging by a few other interviews, the lads looking from the outside in, they all feel the same way, that this squad can be really competitive. And I think those days are the days that everyone wants to be involved in. Knockout rugby and cup rugby, that's special, and I think that kind of shows the real character of a squad in days like that. And I'm certainly a player who prefers games with high pressure than those games where you're kind of going into with zero pressure, kind of knowing that you'll win. I certainly like those high pressure environments, and I think that's when you'll get the best version of me. So yeah, I hope that we can get to those stages the season coming, and yeah, I suppose then you'll see when we'll really show.
Yeah, let's talk about your senior career so far with Munster. A couple of appearances, including that Ulster game at Thomond Park, starting from the off as well. I think you were on the opposite flank to Simon Zebo at the time. I mean, you've worked with some incredible international players as well, but how much have you enjoyed your time at Munster?
Yeah, a lot. Like obviously, I would have liked to play a lot more and kick on more, but it happens in the biggest clubs in Europe sometimes like that. There's just a backlog in my position at the moment. There's four international wingers in front of me, and I'm still 22. I'm the youngest in that position in the club, and I think it's time for me to learn my trade elsewhere for a while, and you never know what can happen down the line. But yeah, I learned a huge amount off those international wingers between Conway, Zebo, Earls, and another young lad, Shane Daly, who's coming through the ranks as well, looking very nice. So yeah, it's just more so about conversations. It's probably observing, their point of difference throughout the week. Zebo obviously has that flair going forward. I've been watching him since I was a young boy. He went to the same school that I did, Presentation Brothers College, and then I suppose the rugby brains between Keith Earls and Andrew Conway are probably unmatched, I suppose, when it comes to the back three. So yeah, rather than me kind of annoying them and asking them questions the whole time, it's probably about sometimes sitting back behind them in training and kind of just see what they do and see how they do it. And yeah, without them realizing anyway, they've had a massive impact on my career thus far.
I'll read some of the quotes that Mike has given just to hear your thoughts on that. He's gone, Sean looks at a great fit for us. He brings a physical presence to our back line with great aerial skills and finishing ability. Perhaps the most impressive thing in talking to him was the fact he is incredibly determined and aspirational to get back to playing at the very highest level. I guess when you've had that taste of it at Munster, I guess the point is to come here, play lots of games, impress, and try and get back to that sort of standard.
Yeah, 100%. I certainly want to use it as a stepping stone, but that's certainly no disrespect to Bedford. I wouldn't be coming to Bedford if I didn't think that it was a good fit and if they weren't a really competitive squad. I think you look across the back line from the Blues lads and they mightn't have heard who I am yet, and I probably didn't know who they were a year ago, but I've done a bit of looking into all of them, and that back line's looking very threatening, and the forward pack, they're making us go forward too. So I think not to G us up too much yet, but I think we'll be a force next season at home.
And the Blues have got a established link to players moving up to the Premiership. We had it this season with our fullback going to Bristol. I guess it's that chance, I guess, which is what hooks players like you, I guess, because we have got that established link with the top tier.
Yeah, without doubt. Yeah. I suppose the link between the champ and the Prem is probably something that Ireland's probably missing. Obviously the size of the country and the amount of the players playing rugby has a bit to do with that too. But I think you'll see a lot more of these kind of things happening over the next few years, hopefully, of young determined lads like me who want to keep playing professional rugby at the highest level. And just because one door closes doesn't mean that the rest close. I think that it's an extremely good pathway. Me myself personally, I'm not English qualified. I'm not an EQP player, but that's not going to stop me. I think the idea of the Premiership, obviously is going to be a dream at the back of my head. But for now, my focus is definitely with Bedford in the Championship.
Yeah, we know for sure is that the 22-23 campaign you will be spending with us at Golden Road. You're the final arrival, the 22nd member of our core group. It completes the squad so far. We've touched a little bit on the Northampton Saints partnership, but you've obviously won a lot so far in your career. Do you see yourself in a bit of a middle ground role that you'll be looking to learn from the experienced players that we've got here? We've got players that have played in the Premiership for, I think, a combined 13 years in the centres. We've also got those young lads coming in from Northampton Saints. You kind of see yourself in a bit of a transition that you'll be trying to work with those younger players, even though you are young yourself, also learn from the senior approach. You're kind of the only player in that position in the middle ground between the two.
Yeah, 100%. I saw as Dean Adamson scored a crazy amount of tries for you, that kind of thing. Obviously, yeah, you'd look up to those lads who know the Championship a lot more than I do. And then, yeah, obviously the younger lads coming through, I suppose I'd probably look at them and see myself as, the young lad coming through the academy, going down to play with my club in Cork on, you always look to the lads that are, you know, slightly older than you. It's just an easier approach than going to, you know, the real oldies, I suppose. So yeah, 100%. I'd love to be that kind of role, the kind of fella who can transition between the young and still learn my trade off the lads who know the champ a lot better than I do. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. And I hope I can bring a bit more experience to the younger lads and that kind of thing. But yeah, no, I certainly have a lot to learn too, and that's part of the reason of my move, I guess.
It's the same place I always conclude sign-in interviews. What's your special message to our supporters going into the 2022-23 campaign?
Well, I suppose firstly, I'm extremely excited to get over and play in front of this crowd that I've been hearing a lot about on a Saturday in Golden Road. It's really special to me that, you know, it seems like there's a huge buzz and a huge rugby community that means a lot. So yeah, I'm just extremely excited, and I can't wait to see you all, and I hope yeah, I can bring a lot to the team.